Or brute shot. That's fine. Just brute shot, there's just not enough of it right now. If you come over in this left room, there's a terminal. You can read some lore. I'm not really concerned with the lore per se. You'll be happy to know that the lore, these types of terminal lores only exist once you've reached the Halo ring. So you can't miss out by accidentally missing a terminal earlier in the game. Like I said, they only exist once you get to the Halo ring. And then there may be some of those, because this is the anniversary collection, there may be some of those cutscenes that they added to Halo 1 and Halo 2. I'm not sure. Don't care either, because we're not going to focus on trying to find them. What a jerk. Nice try, Grunt. Eat spike. Big metal spike. What we like is big metal spike. He died, I think. Either that or he's getting constipated. I can't tell which. Them grunts are dead, though. Nah, he was just constipated. So I have to get past this point. Get a quick save. And then we'll be into the second half of this mission where it'll be mostly vehicle based. With some mongooses over here. And of course the brutes have their sand lion things that they just love. Super great. So I'm not worried about that. We're going to respawn here in a second. And I'm going to jump back up on this cliff here because I know they're coming in to basically murderize me. And then what happens is they come in and surprisingly they jump out of their little thing. So as long as you're able to shoot the gunner that happens to be in the vehicle there. I also like to do that. I'm not sure why their programming insists that there be someone in the gunner seat. It just makes some easy targets. Also, I ran out of bullets. Unfortunate. That's okay though. We'll just... Oop, you're dead. Everybody's dead. They all died. Congratulations. Now we're gonna hop in here. I'm gonna grab some of my dudes to power up the gun. You know, sit in the gun chamber, and we'll go from there. Not exactly my favorite vehicle. Much like everything else the brutes make, it's very... I want to say primitive. Very, very, you know, like, let's put the square peg in the round hole sort of thing. If we pound hard enough, eventually it'll go through. So who knows, this might just be more, what's it called, tech, Forerunner technology that the Covenant happened to appropriate from Forerunner artifacts they found. Hard to say. I'm gonna kill these guys. We're gonna start running into more grunts if we haven't already done so. We're gonna start running into grunts on ghosts. Not sure why what's it called, don't generally drive these. In Halo 1 and 2 you would almost exclusively see elites driving the ghosts. Now brutes just drive these fucking annoying vehicles, bicycles, pieces of shit. All my guys are dead, and so am I. Great. Alright, let's hop back in our little stand vehicle. Stand sled bullshit vehicle. We'll take out the bike riders here, as well as probably the incoming... Well, definitely the incoming grunts as we're able to, but The grunts, believe it or not, are actually less dangerous than the bikes. Bikes actually do far better damage, but doesn't fire nearly as fast. So, one of the things I could do is I could drop Master Chief out of the driver's spot and have him grab one of these bikes here. I'm not a big fan of the bike. I do like the damage they do, but they're just kind of clunky. The vehicles themselves are very clunky as compared to Ghosts that are very straightforward and easy to use, which is what I'm looking for right now, is a Ghost. Thank you, Ghost. Pretty easy to command. I know they don't do as much damage as, say, the bikes do, but they're a lot easier to maneuver with. They're a lot easier to do this with. And sort of just kill all the grunts. I say, kill all the grunts. You don't say kill all the grunts. I say I'll kill all the grunts. Thank you, you're dead as well. Great, let's move on with our lives. It just randomly sits around, that's fine, I don't care. Alright, and this is the door we need to get through. However, despite the fact that we do need to get through the door, they're not going to just let me walk through it. So, have to take our time, I suppose. The other reason I really love this is very easy to slide right around the side of these guys and just kind of stay in their back until they die. Area is a good way to get up, even though it only takes you up to the medium of 3 levels. There are some guys here with rocket launchers, always great. And there's not just one of them, there's actually 2. It makes my life bad. It makes me sad. Makes me sad that I died. I may switch off to a bike here since it does more damage. I don't know, we'll see. I like Ghost better, but damage is damage. Sometimes you gotta pick the thing that does the better damage, even if it's not your favorite. There's a little factoid about myself. I like bread. I think it's pretty awesome. I'm glad I don't have to be gluten-free, because if I had to be gluten-free, this would just make my life, or the gluten in this bread would make my life a living hell. Something about bread I just love. I don't know if it's its fluffiness, you know, because it's got a little bit of yeast in it, which allows it to rise. Or the fact that they slice it now in such perfect slices. Or perhaps it's all the preservatives they put in these fucking breads now to keep them from getting all hard and stale. You know? When I was little, we used to have, we used to eat what they call Italian bread, which is just white bread or bleached bread. At some point, I don't know if it was my mom or it was us, you know, school kids, you know, or it was just society at large. At some point, there was a sort of a thought going around that, yeah, you shouldn't eat white bread. There's no nutritional value in it. You should eat wheat bread. Which is hilarious because back in the day, or maybe this is where I learned it from in human physiology class, but back in the day, allegedly, the commoners, if you will, the commoners ate the grain, the whole grain bread, whereas the rich elites got to eat the bleached white bread, and then eventually white bread became more readily available and peasants were able to buy that and eat that. And at that point, the rich began to eat the whole grain breads. Again, this is all allegedly, this is all a story that I was told, which are the whole grain breads are actually better for you than a bleached white bread. So, like I said, eventually my mother switched us over to like a wheat bread, if you will, instead of a bleached bread. Which, let me tell you what, when we were switching, I could tell there was a little bit of a difference in terms of the texture. But I was never upset that we were switching. Mind you, we went from, like I said, a whatever you want to call it, to a wheat bread, like a brown bread. But we did not switch over to like a Roman meal bread, which is a lot of, you know, it's very grainy. It leaves a lot of the actual, I guess, wheat, you know, the wheat kernels in the bread. But it does have, I think it does have more blended wheat in it than other breads. So that is what it is. My mom never really liked Roman meal bread, so that's, I don't really know if there's any advantage, any better taste. That's my friendly. That's my bad. I'm sorry, friendly guy. I didn't anticipate you being there. Yeah, there's Covenant heavy armor on the other side of this cave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gear up, pick up there. You may or may not remember. I probably should have done this earlier, but we're going to pick up this cannon, fuse gun, cannon, rocket launcher thing. Probably should have done this earlier and picked up some of the bullets from the other guys, but we're going to grab these two guys that are standing off to the edge of the cave, and they can be my gunner. And we're just going to basically try to run down the enemies here, as well as kill as many brutes and grunts as we can. Basically, there's this little area off to my right that I just passed that has a bunch of brutes in it. There's your grunt with a plasma gun. This guy right here is a turret that needs to be taken out. And after I take out enough of these guys, what's going to happen is grunts are going to come in on ghosts again. I'm going to have to take care of them as well. So the plan is to basically run over the brutes as best I can. Take out that campment. We'll take out this now that that's dead, and then with that dead, what I believe what happens is ghosts spawn in from here, and then there are some guys with more fuel rod cannons running around, but we'll try to focus on getting rid of the ghosts first, and then once the ghosts are dead, we'll try to move our way towards the anti-air tanks, which is sort of the point of this mission. What you do need to be aware of is behind this little mesa thing to my left, there are guys with plasma, whatever you want to call it, not plasma cannons, but plasma guns that need to be dealt with. So I died there, but we'll take care of them on this next go around, since the ghosts are dead, the Tank is dead, and now we'll just focus on taking out the guys that are hiding in this mesa to my left. As well as this guy up here, which I was hoping he would shoot from a long distance. But clearly he's not going to do that until he gets hit. So now that that grunt's dead, we can focus on those guys. Got to flip the warthog. Maybe we just let that die, I guess. Yep, that's dead. Okay, whatever. I don't care. One of the two wraiths are already dead from the gunshot. That's fine. You're dead. Or you're close to it anyways, from me shooting the fucking cannon in your face. And then there should be one more guy. Maybe another brute in here. Definitely a grunt that I need to take care of. And let's take a quick look around, make sure there's no hiding brutes, and then we can, yeah, looks like we cleared out the brutes. We'll just take out this other, wraith, and, that'll allow us to bring in our, mothership, and it'll drop off some, scorpion tanks for us, which is wonderful. Bring her down. I'm gonna try and look in the sky. I don't remember where exactly it comes down from, but basically it's not there, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, it just comes down from, you know, the atmosphere, and it's right over top of you, and it's like, holy shit, that thing's huge. I think it's over this direction somewhere. Yeah, that thing goes from being about this big to being larger than this entire canyon, and then it'll drop its there's a sergeant right there, but yeah, the back of the frigate has, or rather the frigate itself just has these tanks. It's just gonna, hey, why don't you jump in one of the 3 or 4 scorpion tanks we're gonna drop here. We can't fly over the wall, we'll just go right through it. I like the philosophy on this. If you can't get rid of... You can't unlock the door, then just blow it up. So if you don't want to drive a scorpion tank, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to drive a scorpion tank, because it's the coolest thing ever. But you could also take you know... You could also take, I guess, a warthog, but I don't really see any purpose for that, because, as you can see, tank beats ghost. Not sure who shot me just now. Accidentally shot my own guy there. Little friendly fire. And, tank beats hunters. Tank beats everything. One of my favorite lines in the whole Halo franchise is that tank beats ghost, tank beats hunter, tank beats everything. So, this is the game where you can actually blow up drop ships. You can't really blow up, as far as I know, you can't blow up any drop ships in 2 or 1. 1 having the weird, you know, tuning fork type drop ship that doesn't really seem to appear in any other Halo game that I'm aware of. I appreciate the tank because the tank is essentially pull trigger, thing die. Except for this. This will take a couple shots to get rid of. But pull trigger, thing die. It is very caveman brain. The thing, aim cannon, reticle turn red. Press fire button, kill. Kill many thing. So I am a bit disappointed that an area I physically just cleared out is suddenly got wraiths in it now, as well as completely been restocked with enemies. Makes me angry, I'm not gonna lie. Why did this happen? Did I go to the wrong location? And how the hell did this area get so well repopulated with enemies? I mean, they fucking dropped these tanks in behind me. I suppose they could have come through the door below. So for this part here, there's going to be some wraiths on the this upcoming bridge area. They're going to see me do my tank wiggle, which is going to be me going back and forth between left and right, so that as the wraith targets me down and fires, it's firing at a position that I was at previously and not a position I'm currently at. So that'll actually prevent my vehicle from moving, but it does not, for whatever reason, stop me from shooting my bullets, which is interesting. I think that's an interesting concept, that could drain the power of my tank and prevent it from moving, even though I'm pretty sure the tank probably runs on fossil fuels like everything else. In you know, but maybe not. I mean, it's so far-flung future, maybe not. So I'm gonna have to park my tank here because Guilty Spark has opened up the door just wide enough for me to slip my Master Chief body into, but not quite big enough for me to squeeze anything larger than a Master Chief through the door. So tank, Wraith, or not Wraith, Warthog, gotta stay behind. That's okay. Not really much in here, other than a button that opens another door. And an auto turret that may be useful later. We will see.
Here, this panel will activate a bridge.
Here's the crossover bridge I've been trying to do. Hooray!
Good work, Chief. Link up with our armor on the far side of the wall. Make your way down to the cartographer.